the way I cook is I kind of throw things together and hope it turns out well. And this is, because of that, it's kind of more of a how-to video than a recipe video because I don't have exact measurements. I can try and write them out. But what I did is I took a bunch of ingredients and put them in the blender for like a ricotta. I started with the green onion tops and some fresh basil, some nutritional yeast, and some salt. And I blended that up, and then I added in some tofu. Depending on how much I'm making, I can do 2 blocks to 4 blocks, but I like to do half soft and half medium. The texture should come out something like this or a little creamier, but as long as you get it to this point, you'll be okay. You're going to need manicotti noodles. Here I have a rice option that's gluten-free. They were really expensive, so if you don't want to do that, I'll talk about the lasagna in a minute, but these are the traditional gluten manicotti noodles and they're way cheaper. If you can eat gluten, use those. If you can't use gluten and you can't find the rice manicotti, you could roll up lasagna noodles. It would be an option, and it would be more lasagna roll-ups, but same concept. So you want to cook the noodles just a little bit, maybe about 5 minutes, it should say on the package. And I reused the same pasta water. I did gluten-free first and then the gluten ones. You just want to cook them a little bit. We're going to bake them later and that will finish cooking them. So once they're half cooked, you want to line your pans with your favorite pasta sauce. Make sure you use a really good sauce because it's a really important part of this recipe. If you use a sauce that you don't really like, it's not going to turn out good. My favorite pasta sauce, and this isn't sponsored or paid or anything, is Victoria Fine Foods. They like slow cook their tomatoes and stuff, and it's amazing. They make like a vegan vodka sauce and Alfredo and stuff too, which is cool, but I like their tomato basil sauce the best. That's what I always buy. So once you have your pan lined with sauce, grab your half-cooked noodles, and I like to put the ricotta filling in a Ziploc bag and cut the corner off. I try not to use plastic as much as I can, but I am not talented like my mom. I don't know how she does it. She has a way that she fills them with a spoon, and I need to have her teach me how to do that so I can avoid plastic in the future. But when I was making it for so many people, and I made a decent amount this day too, the plastic bag was worth it. So if I figure out the spoon thing, maybe I'll make a little video on that. But you can use a pastry bag or a Ziploc and just fill them all up. And once you get them filled, just go ahead and stick them in your pan. And then we're going to lay another couple scoops of sauce over the top because we want to make sure they have enough liquid to help them cook. So here's all of my trays of manicotti. I didn't film filling all of them, but here they are. I made about 4 trays total. And the night that I cooked these for my friends, I only made 2. So I covered my little gluten-free tray with foil, and I covered the normal tray, the not gluten-free ones, with foil. And then later I reused that foil to cook the other 2 trays. So you want to cook them in the oven at either 450 for 30 minutes or at 350 for 45 minutes, just depending on what time you want them to be ready. Either will work. I like to top mine with some vegan Parmesan. The Follow Your Heart Parmesan is amazing for this. You could use another vegan cheese if you wanted, but I like to do that. I think the last 5 minutes or so, I uncover the foil and put the cheese on, stick them back in there until it's a little melted, and then go ahead and pull them out on the counter and serve them, and that's it. That's the whole recipe, and I know it's not exact quantities. Like I said, I'll try and write out what I did, but it's really good. It's pretty easy, but if you are someone that misses manicotti like I did, I basically went full Italian childhood on my family for Christmas Eve dinner. I made manicotti for the main course. I also made a salad and some mushrooms to go with it. And I also made spumoni for dessert, which is another video that I just posted. So if you want vegan spumoni for dessert after a manicotti, go check that video out because that's really easy and I would highly recommend it. We had it for dessert this night when I made it for my friends to film, and they loved the spumoni and the manicotti. So this recipe was definitely a hit with my vegan friends and my vegan sister, but my aunt and my cousins and my parents who are not vegan, they all loved it too. And if you wanted to, you could add some vegan cheese into the ricotta filling to make it a little cheesier. Basically, you can just kind of do whatever you want. It's a very versatile recipe, and that's, in my opinion, the easiest recipes to work with because you can make it exactly how you like it. So if you like this, tag me on Instagram and let me know how it goes, and I will see you next time.